The Spiral, Chapter 35, The Stone of Sacrifice. Years of neglect were seen by the networking of cobwebs and mold and rotting wood that sheltered the stone of sacrifice. All that was quickly removed and a tent erected over it for them to meet. There was nothing unusual about the stone. It was just a block of stone without any embellishments of carvings or design. It just appeared when it rolled down the slope when the earth shook. Yet its appearance was gratefully received, as it brought with it something miraculous. That whole year, the village could not drink of the water from the usual wells and springs. Children fell ill and animals had died. The storage from the rains kept depleting until there remained little for the crops. The villagers tried digging further up the hills, but to no avail. One day, there was a prolonged shaking and trembling felt along the ground. Nothing could be done but to wait it out. Then someone shouted out warnings to watch out for a landslide while pointing at something rolling down the hill. It was huge. It was moving down the hill and flattening trees and bushes propelled by the weight of gravity. It landed with a great crash near the village. Then all was still. The villagers waited, and then, lambing-like, they ran to the side of the crash. It had crashed into a rock face of a cliff, and out of a crevice was water that flowed and disappeared into another crevice further below. After many days of testing the water, the villagers were in awe of the stone that brought such a miraculous supply of fresh water to them. Since then, the village had extended its boundaries to include it. Many of the water channels were diverted to this place and the old ones blocked. Yet very few ventured near it, as it caused many to experience tremors as they neared it. There were those who were found unconscious, and some could not be wakened up from a deep sleep. When they woke up at home, they could not remember a single thing except that they felt very rested. One day, a stranger came and talked with them about the Veiled One. Since the stone rolled to the village, it was the indication that the village had been chosen by the Veiled One. Some villagers had already experienced this phenomenon. However, there were those who rejected it despite experiencing similar happenings. The stranger taught them how to seek the Veiled One in times of need and calamities. Soon, as people felt the warmth and love from the stranger, they also seek the Veiled One, and thus many stories of wonderful things arose from those who sought the Veiled One. These events were recorded in the villagers' books, and the narration of them was handed down to the generations to come in songs, dances, and folklore with evolving rituals. Later, the sight of the stone merely became a point of curiosity as the water in the old wells had cleared up and the villagers began reverting to the old wells and old water channels. Replicas of it were instead made and sold to others to be placed in their homes or wherever they preferred.